Hello everyone, welcome back to our another video. In this video, we will be exploring the Microsoft Azure portal. In the previous video, we have seen the various core Azure architectural components, which includes regions, geographies, availability zones, and other aspects such as what are resources, resource groups, subscriptions, and management groups. So in this video, we will have a brief walkthrough of the Microsoft Azure portal. So let's see what we will be doing. So the task is to launch the Azure portal and have a look at the common components used for everyday building cloud solutions. Connect to https portal.azure.com, explore the home screen, find all services and see what is available. So let's get started with this task and exercise. Open any browser and just search for Azure portal. The very first result which says portal.azure.com, just click on that link. It will ask you to log into your Microsoft Azure account. So what we are doing is we are authenticating ourselves here. Okay, so we need to provide the password also for logging into Microsoft Azure. Now we are already authenticated, so we are logged in into our Azure portal. So this is how Azure portal looks like. When first time you will log in, so you will see it will show you some various tips and recommendations. You can just go through next and finish it. So this is what is Microsoft Azure portal. So it is a web-based user interface GUI or website that you can use to create, configure, and manage your resources. So various things are present here. Let's see. The first is Azure services, means it shows us a list of various services which are present in Azure and with the option to create a new resource and explore more services which are available. So these are the commonly used services. You can go to them very easily from here, and then it shows the recent resources, means what are the resources I have visited in the past few weeks or days. So I have visited my subscription 4 days ago, and then the navigation to go to subscription resource groups and all resources section to manage your resources, and the dashboard. Also the tools which is Azure Monitor for monitoring purpose, Security Center, and cost management services. Microsoft Learn for your documentation, and then the various useful links, along with the option to download Azure mobile app for your respective operating system. Now let's explore this bar here. So the first it says create a resources. Click on that hamburger menu and it will give you a list of Azure resources. More than 200 services are present in Azure. Also the option to create a ticket for help plus support, means if you have any queries or doubts. And then the various favorite, means you can also add services to your favorites. If you click on star, it will be removed from the favorites. You can add back to the favorites again. Okay, see the all resources are removed from the favorites. I can add back them to the favorites by clicking on this star. So it will be added back again, all resources. See, you can also place it at the top based on how which services you access the most. So it should be on top for easily access. Okay, now let's see the all the services section. So here all the services are present as a category. So there are various categories of services available. general to manage your resources like subscription, billing, cost, help plus support, compute to host your workloads, websites and databases, etc. So there are various services for that also, and the services which are not yet generally available and are in the public preview, so been marked as the preview here. Microsoft is testing them. If they are tested and well enough, so they will be released generally available. And then the networking services which provides us the connection and the communication between various Azure resources and services. So we have services for that also, virtual networks, load balancers to load balance your incoming traffic, and then the route tables, DNS services, etc. Then we have the storage services to store various files. Okay, and then we have the web services to again host the website using platform as a service, so which is Azure app services. And then we have various mobile related services, containers to host your containerized applications, means to run your applications in a containers, so you can use Kubernetes services, container instances, container registries to store your images, so you can create a container out of your images later. Then we have the various databases services for relational and non-relational database. So Azure SQL for SQL database, and then we have the NoSQL database here, which is Azure Cosmos DB, and then we have the in-memory database here, which is Azure Cache for Redis for caching purpose. And then we have the various analytics services for big data processing and visualization. We have here Power BI, and for big data processing, we have all these services, Databricks, data factories to process large amounts of data, and data lake storage also to store the large amounts of data. Then we have the blockchain services, which is in preview, and we have AI and machine learning to build, test, and deploy various machine learning algorithms and your models. So we have various services for computer vision, speech services to create bots. We have chatbot services. So there are more than 200 plus services present in Azure. You can explore other services also. Identity services means Azure Active Directory for managing identity and authentication of yourself and the other users which you will add as a part of your subscription and anything. So you can explore various services from here, and they are all categorized into various aspects. Next is search bar. So using this search bar, you can search for resources, services, and documents. So if you type virtual and search, so it will show you the resources, marketplace, and the documentation result. Also the resources, if you have any resources with the name virtual, so it will show you the resources with the name virtual. So you can go to virtual machines from here, create any virtual machine easily. So it provides us with the easy interface to search for the various resources and switch back to them whenever required. Then we have the Azure Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell is a shell, means it is a management tool which allows us to directly interact with the resources from the Azure portal using command line, using some commands. So using commands you can manage your resources. So we will be exploring more of these management tools in the next video. So let's just have a quick look at what is this. So Cloud Shell is embedded in the Azure portal itself. So it is a command line. It has two different management tools embedded in it also, PowerShell and the Bash. Bash is Azure CLI, based on Azure CLI, and PowerShell is Azure PowerShell. So PowerShell is suitable for Windows background team, and CLI is suitable for the team which are from Linux and Unix background. So the Azure PowerShell is currently already installed in this Cloud Shell. So we can check the version of that. We don't need to manually install this. It's already installed in the Cloud Shell, and we can use the PowerShell commands to manage our resources. So we have checked the version of our PowerShell. So it says the version is 7.1.4. Major version is 7, minor is 1, and the patch is 4. So 7.1.4 is our PowerShell version, which is the latest. Now let's switch to Azure CLI, which is Bash. So we can confirm and switch back to Azure CLI. Azure CLI has various Linux like commands, so that's why it is suitable for Linux, Unix background team. So we can search for the CLI version also, means Azure CLI command line interface is already installed here also. So it has some different command syntax compared to Azure PowerShell. So the command to check Azure CLI version is easy, and then the version as the flag. So it says the Azure CLI version is 2.28. So using Azure CLI also you can manage your Azure resources. So these two both are present already in the Cloud Shell. You can also locally install these management tools. Means you can also install Azure PowerShell and Azure CLI locally in your system, and using the command prompt you can manage your resources. Then we have this notifications, means whenever you create Azure resources, delete Azure resources, update your Azure resources, and any event which happens, so you will be notified from here. And then you have the settings. Let's close the Cloud Shell. Then you have the settings, means you can check your directory. Now what is default directory? Means this is your root account. Means whenever you create your Microsoft Azure account, a default directory is associated with your root account. So directory is to store your credentials, means to authenticate you. So this default directory is based on Azure Active Directory. So see, so it is your, you can switch the directory also, switch between different directories, means it switch to different accounts. So it is nothing but the default directory is nothing but the root account or tenant which gets associated with you. So then also you can change the theme of your dashboard, so you can switch between dark and light mode and various other things. Okay, then you can change your region and various other settings, your information, your email addresses, and then your signing out and other information you can change from here. Then we have this help section. So using help section, it if you, so we have already seen that we get help plus support. We have help plus support here, so you can also go to that from here. If you have any doubts, any also some documentations are given. So if you have any issues or problems, you can you can create a support ticket, and there are also some documentation available for your, for resolving your issues. And then you have this feedback, means you, if you want to tell Microsoft how was your experience, and if you want to give any feedback, then you can give from here. Okay, if you have any feedback and anything, you can give from here. So now we have explored the Microsoft Azure portal. So you can access various services which are available from here directly. So Azure portal is a GUI based web interface which allows you to manage your resources. So it is also one of the management tools which we will be seeing in the next video. There are various management tools. So we have already seen two. First one is Azure portal, and then Next one is Cloud Shell. So using Cloud Shell also you can manage your resources using commands. And in Azure portal, you can with the GUI provided, you can manage your resources already. You can also go to my subscriptions here and see what are all the usage and quotas you have. Means there are some quotas. Means in this location you can only create a virtual machine of 10 vCPU. So there are some quotas. So you can request quota if the quota gets finished. So you can see. Means globally you can only have 20 vCPUs of machine. Okay, so there are some quotas associated with your account. You can always request your quota increase from here. And then to check the billing we can check from here. Means what all the, you can also do a cost analysis. Means how much you have spent on your resources in this subscription, how much you have spent for your Azure resources in this particular subscription. And then you can also check your billing information from here. So since this is my Azure Pass subscription, so I can check how much balance I have left. I'm still remaining with the $100 credits which I was offered, and it will expire in the 17 days. So in the next module also we will be covering some various hands-on related to how to host your websites and various other things in Microsoft Azure. So okay, so this was the brief overview of Microsoft Azure portal. In the next video, we will be seeing the various Azure management tools. Thank you for watching. Bye.